Hello, you guys are back to the show with your girl here, Tasha T, bringing you another episode of How to Shine Your Light. How to Shine Your Light is brought to you by Light Communications. So we're coming to you from Light Studios here on our co-parenting series, and today I wanted to talk about the role of a mother and the role of a father. Traditionally, mothers, we're supposed to be the nurturing, caring, educational type, the guiding light for our children. Fathers traditionally supposed to be the provider, the protector, the enforcer, the law, the balance, the respect. These are some of the things that you would demand from the children. Now, over the years, in my opinion, there have been a shift in these roles. You find more women traditionally now are, all in one, with the protectors, the providers, the nurturers, the authority, we everything. And it's causing a disruption in the balance, because when you have to be everything, you end up being nothing well. You just get little bits and pieces of, what is supposed to be your role, because you're busy, trying to do everything. And that is part of the problem. So while you're together in the relationship, y'all need to practice that balance. Allow that woman, whether you in the relationship or not, to be that, that mother figure, that nurturer, that guidance and what's not. And you as a father, be that, protector, that provider, that rock, that security that the children can depend on, that, rod of correction, that guidance that the children would need. Right now, our children are under attack. Like it or not, the children are under attack. They're attacked with these social media devices. They're under attack, trying to follow the crowd and the access to the certain programming. Everybody accessing the same thing. How am I as an adult, when I open up my TikTok or I open up my Facebook, it's the same stream as my 5-year-old child, as my 6-year-old child, because every child have a phone or a tablet that they are allowed to go on. These children know how to maneuver these apps better than me. Sometimes when I want to try something in TikTok or whatever, I have to call my daughter. She's 10. Like, okay, how you do this? And she knows. You understand? So she knows, because that's one of the forums she does be on. So if you have your children them being raised by these wayward, slack social media content, we have a problem. If you in your home not showing them or not teaching them, not using certain examples that you too see, whether on the social media or in life in general, to show them and to guide them in a better direction or in a different direction, where you think they will go? Another thing I seen is that parents leveraging their children for likes as well, and across these same platforms. You could tell me why you as a parent think it's cute that you have your child simulating that she's cussing, whether she's cussing you, whether she's cussing as a part of the song, as a part of the skit, just for you to get likes and subscriptions. So now when you grow your child to be disrespectful and you see it as being funny, and they continue that way, now they're no longer 3, 4, 5, but now they're 13, 14, 15, and you can't tell them anything. You can't discipline them. You can't tell them no. And another thing, tell your children no. These children smart and divisive, These children will put one parent against another, especially if they're in two separate households. They do it when you're in the same common thinker if you're across two separate households. You understand? Tell these children no, even if you can accommodate them, because when you don't tell them no, the first instance when you do tell them is problems. You know how much times you read in the media that children kill their parents, their mother, whoever, because they take away the phone, because they back them up. They say they couldn't go, to a friend's house or to parties or whatever. No, you have to sleep with one eye open because no, you tell your child no. If you were telling your child no from before, it wouldn't be such a foreign concept to them. I see across the same social media platforms that you guys looking at that, sometimes, parents surprise their child for whatever the 16th birthday, whatever, with a car. And because child didn't get a car that they want, this child is ungrateful and the parents back at them like, what you mean you don't like this car? And like, for a minute, like, you reduce to the state of a child and that is your parent? And you don't find nothing wrong with it? You have to raise your children and not to be spoiled. Yes, you want your child to have things that you didn't have growing up. Yes, you want your child to be exposed to things that and conversations that you wish you had with your parents and being able to rationalize stuff. But everything ain't for rationalizing. My daughter, the same one I just referenced, my baby girl. To me, she's the closest one to me in the way that she acts, right? And, she knows to talk herself out of trouble, trust me. And I'd be sitting on the side just smiling proud that, she's an effective talker. But sometimes when I don't feel like being big brain out of a situation, I understand, listen, you get in this weather and that you want it because you have to draw the line. You have to show them sometimes you ain't playing them kind of games. You don't allow no child to disrespect you and think they good. My boys, they sweet. My oldest son never disrespect me. The other one, he tests my gangster one time. One time he tests my gangster. And all I do was I grab him like this, I push him that way, I bring him back and I push him and I lose him. And I say, don't ever let me and you have this conversation again. And he was about maybe 11 or 12 at the time. And I never had another run-in with him. Them little girls will test my gangster all the time. Don't know what's going on with them. They test my gangster all the time. And, the oldest one, I allow her getting to be a teenager. I allow her from time to time. I leave her, see how fast she's willing to press me, And then when I have enough, I just snap quick on her and bring her back to reality. Like, listen, I'm giving you an opportunity to walk through this teenager stuff. I didn't have no trouble with it, but I'm going to give you a little grace. You understand? I'm going to give you a little grace. But don't think for a second you're going to overdo it. Because we ain't about that life. Ain't about that life. My son, they may disrespect me. I ain't going to come here to disrespect me. And I'm very serious about that. When they were small, I never play no hitting games with these children. I don't want you to think for a second it's okay to put your hand on me. Is you crazy? I knew from time I was going to have my children then, because both their parents are tall, right? I know that they were going to be bigger than me one day. And I don't want them to overpower me. So from the back of my mind, I don't already know I have to be on point with this raising situation, because they're going to be looking down at me before they leave my house. So said, so done. My two sons towering over me. My daughter, she right here looking at me, and my little baby girl watching me right here. In another 2 years, everybody going to be taller than me. So then what? How you lay your foundation? How you lay your foundation is vital. And don't forget that. Don't forget to uphold and nurturing. Hug on your children, them love on your children, them let your children them know, hey, I love you, I got your back. Give your children advice. Not because you went through certain things mean that you have to let your child sink or swim. Empower them with information, empower them with your experience, empower them so that they could know, the path that you took and where it got you, and things that you would have done differently. Be honest. Why, when we done went through certain things, we allow our children them to go through the same thing or worse? You get pregnant at 15, your child get pregnant at 14. Apparently you didn't teach them nothing. You didn't show them nothing. You wasn't an example or nothing. So they copy the same thing. You okay with the boyfriend sleeping in your house? Your child is 13, 14, 15. You okay with your little young teenager that are having a big man for a boyfriend? And you think when they get bigger, they gonna respect you for that? Because no, whatever gonna happen as a result of that, go mess with their life and their life trajectory, and guess who won't take the blame? You. Guess who won't take the blame? You. Anyway, 10 minutes on gone and I go and cut it here, but we're gonna continue this talk, and we continue with the male involvement, man. We got to get y'all on board regardless of the situation of the relationship. We got to lay you on board, and women, we got to allow these men to be on board with raising their children, because the future ain't look too bright if we don't get the men back in these children's lives, especially in these little girls' lives. You had the luck, and you've been chilling with your girl here, Tasha T, bringing you another episode of How to Shine Your Light. How to Shine Your Light is brought to you by Light Communications. Light Communications for all of your public relations and communications needs. Hit me up, Natasha at lightcommunications.com. Don't forget to like and follow us, share the information, man, and be blessed. Have a wonderful day, and let's get this parenting thing right. Have a wonderful day.